Hello, everyone, and welcome back for some more Xbox Live indie games. This time, however, we're covering 3 weeks of Xbox Live indie games all at once because I haven't done the previous 2. That doesn't necessarily mean that there's going to be a lot of games this time, however, because not many games at all have been released these past few weeks. In fact, only 8 games have been released altogether. So not many, you would think. You'd think there'd be a lot more. Covering 3 weeks. We're starting off with Dashing Donuts. We could change the color of our donuts, and that's all we really know at this point. I'm going to choose the rose donut because it's sassy. That's why I'm choosing it. That's right, I completed the first 5 levels, so let's just start over from level 1, and we'll just see what it's all about. We can review the track in Dashing Donuts. We're a donut. We're going to be dashing along this track, if you haven't been able to figure this out yet. So the time period for these games are from November the 3rd to November the 23rd, 2013. In the first week, there were only 4 games released. The second week, only 1. And the third week, 3. 8 games altogether. It's hard to believe. Yes, and if you're wondering why you were not hearing anything, it's just because Dashing Donuts doesn't have a whole lot of sound going on. It's not a problem with your audio. I won. Right, so we're a donut. We move around, we jump, we slide. We try to get to the end of the track without hitting. I hit an obstacle. And our donut was destroyed, disintegrated into nothingness upon striking that obstacle. You think a donut would be softer and fluffier than that. But no. No, we explode into particles. Into nothingness. And there's really not too much else here going on in Dashing Donuts. This appears to be just how the whole thing is. Yeah, it's a nice race, I guess. The visuals are amazing too, as you can see. Those textured rock walls make me feel like I'm really there. That was my personal best. You just saw right there. Doesn't get better than that. That's Dashing Donuts. I don't know if there's a reason to keep going on with more tracks, because this has been what the entire game has been like. So I think we could probably just move on from Dashing Donuts. But if you want a racing game where you're on a single track, going straight forward, and you're controlling the donut. Next up is Vexation. Vexation, I guess we could describe it as an adventure game, where we're wandering about. Like I say, vacations are the best. We're just trying to figure out what it is we need to do and where we need to go. We can interact with things like, for example, this ball. I can kick it. Doesn't seem to do anything, at least right now. Who knows if it'll do something later. We could look at Mom. She is very comfortable drinking her coffee. But we don't have anything to do. We're just little kids. I have this little brother tagging along everywhere we go. We have to find something interesting to do on our vacation. Yes, we're locked in this seaside prison. nowhere we can go. We can't escape, but this is where we're staying on our vacation. I know the feeling. I know the feeling. We're gonna take this kite, because why not? I don't think we lost it, but I don't think this guy's gonna tell us if we can't take it. He doesn't seem to be paying much attention at all, really. Well, this is where we're staying on our vacation, I believe. Oh, I'm gonna have to drop something. We'll drop this kite here, leave it in our room while we take this beach towel. It seems like we can only carry one item at a time. Well, we really have no reason to call this guy up to our room. Oh, he came up pretty quickly. We can get a nice view out on the balcony of the beach, of the ocean, the waves. But that's not really something a little kid feels like doing. The little kid kind of wants to move around, try to figure out something. Oh, we can just get back into our room through the window. But we really have no reason to do that. No objectives so far in this game, in the demo that I've played. Well, this room is not ours, so we really should not be in here. We have nothing to do with that. I mean, I guess there's probably a reason we want to call him away from the front desk. Maybe if later on we could use the phone, perhaps, but we don't have anyone to call right now. Or ever. Oh no, without the full game, we cannot go into the bookstore. We'll just have to continue on and see what we can do in the demo version. So we can pretty much look at everything and get our character's opinion on whatever it is we're looking at. Yeah, the fan is keeping the room cool. Enough of that. I think the game might have saved my progress from when I was trying it before, because the first time round there was a cup on the counter that I took when the cook was distracted by the fan not working. So I went in here, got the cup, filled it with the soda machine, sugary goodness, but the cup's not here, so I'm guessing that the game must have saved my progress from when I was playing before. But you kind of see how this works. I was about to say a point-and-click adventure, but it's not point and clicking, I'm just controlling with the controller, but the objectives seem the same. Walk around, examine things, try to get items, objects that we can perhaps give to people. See what mischief we can get up to. We have an arcade here. But we cannot play the mini-games in the trial version, so I would have to buy the full game if I wanted to do that. Yes, I gave him the soda that I filled up. He gave me tokens, which we could use to play the arcade games, if we had the full version, which we don't. He really does not want us to pull that power cord. I would if I could, but it seems that I cannot. Well, this does seem like a place we might be interested in hanging out a bit here, if we had the full game to play some mini-games, but it's not happening right now. Taking up the perfect spot. I'm gonna drop this beach towel right on him. I didn't do anything. Hey, he took our beach towel. You know, we are going to have difficulty being a point-and-click adventure game protagonist if we have this little brother tagging around, picking up all our items. I'm just going to take this suntan lotion, see how long he can last. He dropped it. I guess he was not interested in the towel after all, just probably picked it up because we were interested in it, as he will. We'll see how long Mr. Peabody can last on the beach without this suntan lotion. I'm guessing probably not very long. Aw. Can't take any sardines. Doesn't seem like there's anything we can feed to the parrot. At least I have not found any foodstuffs that we could give him. Now, why don't I just take this fishing line? Okay, I'll drop the lotion. However, Dad's not approved of this. He needs that fishing line. You know, if this one snaps, if it catches on something, he might need a spare. So this is basically what Vacation Vexation has been so far. You see how the game works. Take this kiddie raft. I can't do anything with that, it's deflated. I mean, maybe if there was a way to pump it up, but I don't seem to have a way of doing that. If only there was something I could do with these items that I found. Some way I could put them together. But right now, there doesn't seem to be anything I can do, and doesn't seem to be really any objectives so far in this game. Maybe if I was able to make some progress, it would become apparent what it is I'm supposed to be doing and what my goal is. As it is, though, I really don't know. However, this game does seem better made than a lot of Xbox Live indie games have been. And there's the time limit for the demo. So that's Vacation Vexation. I'm kind of interested, actually, in maybe playing it a bit more. Maybe getting the full version and seeing how this goes, because I kind of liked it so far. But a lot of mystery around it. About whether or not there's any kind of overarching story besides what we've seen. What it is that we're supposed to be doing at all on this vacation, I don't know. But maybe if we had the full version, maybe we would know. But for right now, that's Vacation Vexation. Next up on Xbox Live Indie Games, it's Killer Crypt. It's a very morose theme song playing right now. I guess it's appropriate for a game called Killer Crypt, though. Evil vampires awaken. We have to defeat it. That's all the story we need in Killer Crypt. Okay, so when you hear the name Killer Crypt, you might think it's going to be some kind of shooter involving zombies, because that's usually what we get with Xbox Live indie games. No, actually it's a side-scroller. It's a platformer. It's kind of a nice change compared to what I would have been expecting from an Xbox Live indie game called Killer Crypt. Alright, we have caves we can enter in Killer Crypt. It says don't fall, but we can't make a jump like that. I guess we have to try. Right. And we get the hint after we make the leap of faith. Doesn't seem very useful there. I guess we could have gone in that other cave and seen the hint first. So, Killer Crypt. All we can really do is walk around and jump. So far, there's really not too much else we can do. And we can kill coyotes, giant coyotes, wolves maybe, by stomping on them, as you can in side-scrolling platformers. We collect coins, because that's what you do. We got an axe. We can use that as a weapon. Honestly, not too much to say about Killer Crypt, I think. The side-scrolling platformer, I think, is a genre that has some pretty demanding requirements for controls, considering the history that genre of game has. I wouldn't say Killer Crypt is so great in this regard, but it's playable. Which is something that you don't really have a guarantee about when you play an indie side-scroller. Whether or not they get the controls right, but... Oh, my axe did not kill that. I thought my axe was supposed to kill monsters. It did not kill that spider. We have kind of a trail of disappearing blocks here. And you can probably already figured out what it is we're supposed to do. It looks like there's a book there. In that little little area, but I can't see a way to get that. Maybe there's a false wall we could walk through if we drop down the side, but let's not try it. Yep, keyhole in the column, so we need a key. I died. I was killed by spikes, but don't worry, we start off with a pretty generous checkpointing system. We could try to trampoline ourselves up there. We got hurt, but we got a 1-up in exchange, so I guess that was worthwhile. I died again. Yeah, it's not the most exciting of games, Killer Crypt. And it would be nice to actually get to a crypt before we stop with the demo, but I haven't gotten to one. I'm not sure what any of this that we're seeing has to do with a vampire, though. Alright, it's time for the first boss, which is a beholder. The tier of monster shooting up dramatically right now. I didn't quite do it. I have to figure he was probably pretty near death, though. Oh, okay, yeah. Alright, so even if we die, the beholder does not get his health back. And I guess that's probably it for Killer Crypt. It's a pretty slow-moving, side-scrolling platformer, traditional controls. We kill monsters by stomping on them, except when we get the special axe weapon. There are bosses, as we can see. So I don't really know if there's a reason to continue on with Killer Crypt. Like, it's better made than a lot of other games we see on XBlig. I feel like I said that before this week. But I don't know if there's really too much of a reason to play this. It's just not really getting my attention. So I guess that's going to be it for Killer Crypt. Hopefully, eventually, our hoodie-wearing protagonist will be able to get that vampire and try not to die too many times. That's Killer Crypt. Next up is Evolution, Fighting for Survival, which you might be able to make out is the subtitle there. It's very small, but there is a subtitle there that says Fighting for Survival, if you can make that out. Alright, Evolution actually is a game that I find a bit confusing. What we do is we design a species, and then we have to control our species as we swim through fluid, and hopefully our species is able to survive, evolve, and I suppose procreate. Yeah, seems like it could be kind of complex, honestly. Well, I kind of just went into this with what seemed to be a default species. I didn't really make any adjustments, and nothing I'm doing seems to actually do anything. So maybe, hold on, I think I'm moving a little bit. I think I have some tiny swimmers on me. Yes, I think I do. Yeah? Okay, yeah, we're starting to move, except now the organism in front of me is now much bigger, and I do not think we could take that on in a fight. See, he's been doing what needs to be done. He's been adapting, he's been evolving, while we're just messing around, screwing around in this fluid, just trying to figure out how to move around. We're kind of on the slow end of the spectrum, so looks like a fight about to happen, and okay. Well, I mean, even though that one organism just lost a bunch of its body parts, it's still alive, still swimming around, and it looks like it's regenerating the pieces that got removed. Yeah, like I said, it's kind of a confusing game. I spent a little bit of time, but I'm not sure what it is you're supposed to be doing. I mean, who knows? Maybe if you spend more time with it, figure out what it is you're supposed to be doing. Maybe it's actually a rather deep, rewarding experience. It could be. I can't say it's not, because I really don't know. I haven't put the time in. That little guy actually took a leg off that big guy when they collided. So it looks like that the little organisms can do damage to the big ones. However, we are really not making any progress at all here, so that's probably going to be it for Evolution Fighting for Survival. I honestly don't know how to play this. I can't say if it's good or bad, because I honestly don't know. Maybe it's the best game ever, and I just don't know how to play it, and maybe it's some sort of simulation without peer, without compare, if only you know how to get into it, if only you know what you're supposed to do. That could be the case. I'm not going to say it's not. Kind of doubt it a little bit, but I'm not going to say it's not. If you want to try it yourself, maybe you could figure it out. That's Evolution Fighting for Survival. Next up is Viking Sport. And I press start. Oh, there we go. No, it's not moving. It did move for a second there. Oh, wait. No. Nothing's happening. I am assuming... Oh. No, it moved a little bit. I assume if I give it enough time, it'll... Oh, now, here we go. Now it's moving. There we go. Okay, Viking Sport. You know, like I've mentioned it before, a lot of Xbox Live indie games tend to have this thing where you press start, and then it kind of either stops or kind of stutters as it's loading up without really much of a concern of how that comes off to the user. I mean, in other respects, the title screen looks fine. Anyway, let's start playing. Viking Sport, by the way, the only game to be released during the week of November the 10th to November the 16th, 2013. Obviously, the other exploits were getting out of the way of Viking Sport. They did not want to compete. We can pick from a Viking. What is that? It's an old man with a rabbit on. Let's pick him, I guess. Alright, we're gonna Viking Sport it up, I suppose. Here's a... Oh, right, this is the loading screen. It's a pretty charming loading screen. I do kind of wonder what it's loading. Because, you know, this is what the game looks like. Well, it looks kind of nice. It doesn't seem like really something that you would have had a lot of loading time for. But anyway, I guess we'll play. Anyway, I'm not Viking on the left. I'm down 1 point already. This is not good. I'm doing terribly. Alright, now I'm starting to make my comeback. You see how this works? We bat what appears to be a chicken on either side of this line. And we're trying to avoid the chicken from hitting the ground. This is the traditional Viking sport. Historically accurate, as you might not know. You really spike that chicken into the ground. Yeah, that move I'm having difficulty countering against, so let's see. But the AI seems to have trouble when the chicken hits the back wall. I'm not sure how many points we play up to, but obviously in days of yore the Vikings would just play this all day. Never tiring of it. I believe this is also how they resolve disputes of commerce and ownership. Oh, he got the point from that? No, it's just barely. We got a real volley going now, back and forth. Finally, I pull into the lead. So you enjoying Viking sports so far, are you? Having fun watching this? You should probably play it for yourself. So you too can join in the full fun of pretending you're a Viking, engaging in recreation. Wait, is that it? I won, and apparently the loser has a boulder, is crushed by a boulder, while the winner is carried up in glorious light to Valhalla. I guess. I'm gonna guess that's what happened right there. Well, that seems to be what Viking sport is all about. I mean, maybe it's better with two-player. You know, maybe if there's someone else here, we could play two-player. We could really get into the whole spirit of being Vikings, playing sports, murdering each other with our sports. But I don't have that here, so this is what we have to make do with. It's Viking sport. It's on Xbox Live Indie Games. Next up on Xbox Live Indie Games, it's Slay Those Pixels. I press start. Press start, nothing's happening. It'll let me know when it's ready to start, I guess. Okay, it took a little time to warm up, I suppose. Okay, so I'll just start a new slot. We can see what this is about. We can choose from a warrior or a wizard. We'll go with warrior, since that's what I was using before. I picked warrior, and still, nothing really happening. No screen coming up saying that it's low. Okay, there we go. There we go, okay. We move left and right to move. We can jump, we can attack with our swords. The signs will give us a little bit of a tutorial as we begin. And as we begin, we might notice that the music is actually quite good. At least I'm enjoying it. We move out of the screen to the right to go to the next screen. It's a good thing it's making sure we know all these details. It takes a sec to load up the next screen, which you might wonder why, but alright. Alright, we can attack. And we can see the green meter at the top of the screen goes down when we attack. That's our stamina. If it goes down too much, we won't be able to attack. It shouldn't be a problem with this guy. Alright, he died, we won. We got some exp. And our health is regenerating, as it will. Let's just go off to the side here to get that treasure chest, see what's inside. Alright, we got a health potion, but we don't really need it. At least not right now, since our health does regenerate. Loading. I'm just a bit puzzled as to why so many Xbox Live Indie games feature so much loading. But you look at this screen, it doesn't look like it's using any new assets. So what was being loaded? I don't know, but we got a hammer anyway. We might want to save that hammer for when we might really need it, which is not right now. Probably want to take care of this guy before that other one comes back. Probably just want to try to avoid having to fight more than one at a time. Because we're not having any difficulty killing these enemies one at a time, but if it was 2 or 3 on 1, it might be a different story. Our damage increased by 1. But why am I telling you that? You saw it on the screen. You already know this. I suppose the objective is just to see how far we can get. Perhaps there will be a boss of some kind, perhaps? Alright, we can downstab. Let's try it on this guy. Yeah, we did some damage, and we stunned him for a second. The game would feel a lot more snappier if there was no load time between these screens, though. Alright, we can block. And we have two of them coming up at once. Alright, try to do some blocking there. I wasn't able to block everything, but a few of the shots were. Alright, we can press down and X to do this, which attacks to both sides, which uses more stamina than a normal attack does, which is the only problem with that. Alright, let's see. Just do it like this, so we can go one-on-one as long as possible before those other ones come running up. We'll use that double attack when we need to, but I think it's preferable to try to create a situation where we won't need to use that. The controls feel fine, you know, they feel responsive as I move around and jump. I don't really have any issues with how the game feels. Alright. Probably just test out the hammer, see what that does. Does some damage and it stuns. And I leveled up. Don't know if Slay Them Pixels is an X-Blig original, or if it's appeared on anything else before now. Kinda strikes me as something that might have come out on a mobile device, perhaps. Just something about it. Okay, we have a Dark Warrior down there. Let's try to get the drop on him with the down stab. Try to start off with that. Oh, I think I missed. Almost got him, but did not. He was able to take me out just before he ran out of health. Probably should try to block more. Let's try starting off with the hammer then. Alright, we did it. Using the hammer, got that guaranteed stun on him. If I got the down stab on him, it would have done the same thing, I think, but of course the down stab you risk missing, which I did the first time. New enemy now, we got a bat flying around. How tough might that bat be? Not tough at all, really. I guess it's his advantages in his mobility, not strength or stamina. Okay, that's a trial. Well, as we all know, it's always great when a demo on Xbox Live Indie Games does not allow you to play for the full 8 minutes. It's just too much to give away that all at once. Instead, there is a time limit in the trial within the 8-minute time limit. In this case, we were only able to play a few screens, and that's it. That's just enough to give away for free to hook the people in to know if whether or not they want to buy Slay Those Pixels. I'm sure you've made your decision. Oh, actually, we actually were almost at the 8-minute time limit anyway. Well, that's it for Slay Those Pixels. I kind of liked it. Like I said, the controls felt fine. Music was nice. I thought that was the strongest part. I don't know if the game is going to get any more complex or become any... well, I don't know if it's going to get any better than what we saw right here. I'm assuming that there'll be bigger, stronger monsters. Who knows if there's going to be bosses or anything. But like I said, I don't know if It kind of feels like a mobile game, something you might have played on that platform, Android or iOS or something like that. So that's it for Slay Those Pixels, I guess. Next up on Xbox Live Indie Games is Warlock, and that's some start. Okay, we're this guy, and we have a sword, and we can shoot these blasts at this giant rock monster who's walking at us, and it's very loud. This is a very loud game. Alright, yeah, let's keep shooting, I guess. Why not? Alright, so as you can see, we're walking around this forest. On the other side of the forest is a black void. And we're just running around. We're fighting these stone monsters with our magic blasts. I can try to use my sword. Oh, my sword worked. Oh, but my health was going down. I risk dying if I try to get up close, and I have enough mana that I don't need to do that. This is a very loud game. I'm not sure what this is supposed to be. What are we doing? Are we just trying to get to the end of this track? Because it seems like there's only one way we can go. And it seems so far that the stone monsters are the only monsters that we're encountering here. The animation of our character is pretty great, too, as we run about, I have to say. Alright, maybe let's just try let's not fight the monsters at all, I think. Let's just try running by them and see if we can get to whatever our goal might be. See if we can figure this out. Oh man, it is a party over here. I'm wondering if this is going to turn out to be some sort of creepypasta or something. And the game is just going to become more and more glitchy until finally hyper-realistic pictures of my skeleton will appear on screen. Kind of think that's what this is going for. The sound design is fantastic, as you can hear. Am I going in circles? I'm not sure. We died. We could not handle all of the stone giantness. So I guess that's Warlock. We run around on a path fighting monsters, fighting the same monster over and over. Not sure if there's a goal or if we're supposed to get somewhere. But that's quite an audio-visual feast, I think, that we just experienced. And if you want to experience more of it yourself, you can always get Warlock on Xbox Live Indie Games. It's there for you to buy. And the last game for this week's video is Absolute Defense, which I'm looking at that font, at that text, That looks familiar. Pretty sure you've seen that font before. That tiny, barely readable font. I think it was that game that we played that was sort of... We were skating around and we met Pokemon. Remember that one? That looks like that text. And I pressed start a number of seconds ago, by the way, after I started talking about the text. Nothing's happened so far. Sort of the trademark of Xbox Live indie games, I think. There being no responsiveness to the options you pick on the menu. No, still nothing happening. Probably should have put a counter on screen or something. While we're waiting for this. So while we're waiting for this, what's Absolute Defense about? Well, you might have noticed, we have not seen any zombie games as of yet, which is very strange, considering this is 3 weeks worth of Xbox Live indie games. Oh wait, hold on, I'm sorry. Was it waiting for me to press something? Because I was pressing something, okay. It must not have registered the first time, okay. Maybe that was my mistake. But like I said, we have not seen any zombie games as of yet, but with Absolute Defense, not to worry, it comes to save the day with the last game for today's video. We got zombies. However, it's not a shooter, it's tower defense, and we have a map which is very recognizable in what we're looking at. You can tell, right, what we're seeing? Well, let me try to fill in the blanks. That black X is where the zombies come out. These blue lakes are villages, somehow. The zombies will go towards the villages, and they'll go towards the closest one that has the most people in it, which is this one, which is 8. So we can put down guns to stop the zombies from attacking. Let's put down some guns here. The zombies are going to have to come this way. We can choose a number of different types of guns, but the kinetic gun is the cheapest one, so since we need a whole lot of guns right now, I'm going to go with quantity over quality, I think. Alright. Let's see how this goes. Oh. Alright, let's begin the wave. Here come the zombies. Yeah, wonderful. We did great. Wave 2 coming up. Super. It's fantastic. I love this. I cannot get enough of this. Okay, let's, started the wave. Oh, I can level this up. Okay. I'm spending money leveling up that gun. I leveled up to level 4. Oh, we're on to the next level. So, okay. We don't want them to successfully attack the villages because they'll gain more resources. Alright. So, that's the closest one. That's where the zombies are going to come out of. So it's a no-brainer where they're going to attack. We know. We have $510. Alright. Once again, I'm going to want to go with the quantity, since I don't have a whole lot here to spend. Let's try the sniper. It'll try to snipe as they're coming down this hallway. Try it like that. Oh, actually, yeah. No, it won't. It'll just, yeah. From where I put it, its range is not all that great. Okay. Let's start the wave and see what happens. You following this, by the way? You're getting how this game works? I understand if you don't, because it's kind of visually incomprehensible. Let's see. I pressed the wrong button. I sold it, bought it, and then sold it again. It's not what I wanted to do. Alright, let's buy the flamethrower. Put it right there, I guess. If any of the zombies even make it to the town. Kinda makes for a nice beat, though. pretty great game, you guys. I won level 2. You might have noticed that the zombies were making it to the town, but I was able to kill them with the flamethrower before they actually did any damage. Alright. Time for level 3. Alright, where are the zombies coming out of this time? Where are they coming? There they are. Now we have 2 there, 8 there, and So where will the zombies try to attack? Will they try to attack this one since it's closest, or will they try to go for the biggest one, which is further away? I don't actually know which way this is going to go. So... They could come down either to the left or the right. I'm going to assume that maybe they'll try for the closest one, looking at the layout of this level. We'll see if I'm right, or if I'm wrong. Alright, let's try it. See what they do. And yep, they're going for the 2. Alright, yeah, that's what they were doing after all. Sick. I was leveling these up before. How did I do that, I wonder? There we go. I pressed Y to level them up. Alright, looks like the zombies like taking the right path. I guess they're not going to do anything else. You having fun, guys? You enjoying watching this? Well, unfortunately for us all, the time has expired, even though we can hear the sound of zombie death happening in the background. But regardless, that is the end of the time limit for Absolute Defense, and that means it's the end for this Xbox Live Indie Games video. This journey into the world of independently created video entertainment products on the Xbox 360 Live platform that we all enjoy so much. I hope you've enjoyed watching it this week, as we covered 3 whole weeks of releases, which ended up being 8 games total. And the surprise, though, the big surprise, was that there were no offerings this time round from Silver Dollar. 3 weeks going by and no Silver Dollar games? They're slipping. Silver Dollar's slipping. Don't know how they let this much time go by without something coming out. I mean, they could have released something like, with the new systems coming out, they could have spent 10 minutes making some ugly game where you simulate going to the store and choosing between whether you're buying a PlayStation 4 or an Xbox One. And they could have put that up, these past couple of weeks, and probably someone would have bought that, right? Gotta be timely with your bad ideas, Silver Dollar, come on! But that's it for this go-round with Xbox Live Indie Games. Maybe next time we'll have a Silver Dollar release, as we can only hope we will, as they make X-Bligs like no one else does. But this time around, I think probably my favorite game was Vexation, which was actually not bad. I was kind of interested in seeing how that went, what that was going to turn out to be like. So maybe I'll buy that and play it a bit more. That seemed to be my favorite game this time around. Well, see you next week with more Xbox Live Indie games, since a few have been released since the beginning of this week, so I do know that there will be more to do for a video for this coming week. I'll see you then with more of these independently produced products, and I hope you have a good week. I'll see you next time.